Welcome back, this is Tech for 10, following up with a review of the Overpowered 15 Plus gaming laptop from Walmart. Last week I reviewed the 17-inch version, and since they have identical builds, we'll be discussing the major differences with an emphasis on thermals, the battery life, and the gaming benchmarks. Running down the list of similarities, we start off with, it still has the i7-8750H processor, which is a turbo speed of 3.9 GHz. We still have the full GTX 1060 6GB. This year we're also getting the 15.6-inch 1080p 144Hz display. Smaller screen than the 17-inch, but it's still quite nice. There are some trade-offs with this, which I'll discuss later. For storage, you're still getting a 256GB SATA SSD, M.2, and a 1TB 7200 RPM hard drive. Going down, you still have the speakers, which are very unimpressive. There's still the 2-watt downward-facing speakers. I/O placement on each side of the laptop is identical to the 17-inch model, with a missed opportunity still with the Thunderbolt 3. Like the OP17, it still uses this Tongfang laptop chassis that many companies such as Lulu Electronics uses for their laptops. It still has the aluminum reinforced top case and plastic mostly body. Trackpad and bottom panel are mostly made of plastic as well, but they still feel quite sturdy. Upgradability, still the same, giving very easy user access to the 2 M.2 slots and 1 2.5 hard drive slots and the 2 RAM slots. Lastly, the battery here is still the same. It's the 48 watt-hour battery, but the good part about it is we're still able to use the same battery upgrade that the OP17 was able to use. Using a 66 watt-hour battery from a third-party seller will give you a lot more battery life, and with battery life as it is right now, you're still going to be getting around 4 to 5 hours just surfing the web. Going right into the differences here, first off is the footprint. Much smaller footprint than the overpowered 17-inch one, as you can see in the photos I have, and its lightness is on par with the Razer Blade 15, weighing in about 4.4 pounds, whereas the Razer Blade 4.5 pounds. Next, and more importantly, you'll see the memory configuration, which here you'll see it's a 16GB single channel RAM, which gives some lackluster performance compared to a dual channel configuration. The display here is the same as the LG display found in a 2018 Razer Blade 15 model. Still very nice, has some trade-offs compared to the 17-inch version, particularly in the color accuracy department. Now, this LG display does cover about 94% of the sRGB color gamut versus 120% of the sRGB that the 17-inch one had. But you do get slightly more brightness, with it being about 298 nits compared to the 17-inch one that had 260 nits, which in my mind, I would prefer the brighter display. Unlike the 17-inch one, the 15-inch also does have a little nice status indicator lights on the back of the hinge, letting you see power, hard drive, and cap lock key activity when the laptop is closed. Going into performance, this is where the single channel memory definitely hinders the laptop. On the screen, you'll see this model's expected gaming performance compared side to side to the OP17's gaming performance with the dual channel RAM. As you can see, there's a significant difference in frames per second when you're running laptop in single channel configuration. Keep in mind, there may be some negatives to the single channel RAM, however, a slight undervolt of -125 can yield about 10 frames per second using the Shadow of Mordor benchmark. Going right into thermal design, having identical fan and vent layout as the 17-inch model, this 15-inch model shares the same respectable thermals. Average CPU temperatures of the auto fan setting were 75 to 78 degrees Celsius, with a max about 88 degrees Celsius. On average, the GPU temperatures were about 72 degrees Celsius, with a peak of 77 degrees Celsius. Now, like the 17-inch model, there is a turbo fan mode next to the power button. The 15-inch button, when you push the button, it does turn the fans to max, which is very convenient and definitely helps with thermals during heavy gaming sessions. Compared to the 85 degrees CPU max temperature seen in the OP17, the 15-inch is a little bit on the warmer side, but still gaming while keeping temperatures below 80 degrees is very impressive. Overall, this has been the best cooled 15-inch laptop with the i7-8750H processor I have tested so far. Now when it comes to the noise, it's on par with the OP17-inch with idle noise around 27 to 29 decibels, and max load decibels at around 51 decibels with the max fan mode turned on. Most times under normal activity, you will find that watching YouTube videos, typing and surfing the web, that the amount of noise made will be very often, more than not, underneath 34 decibels. Now going into the battery life, on my review unit I got a little better battery life than the 17-inch model, at about 5 hours and 15 minutes on low CPU mode with power saver turned on. About a 10% improvement versus the OP17, which works out to be about 30 minutes longer. Now under load, the battery life is still near identical to OP17, running under 2 hours and 30 minutes on average. In summary, at $799 with a 2-year warranty, this is high-grade robbery at this price, beating out its competitors, the HP 115 and Acer Helios 300. Now as of this moment at Walmart.com, they're out of stock. However, they can be found online, eBay and other sites, hovering $750 to $900. Makes it still very competitive with a similar spec HP 115, which can be found new at Micro Center for about $999. If you're just getting into video editing or enjoy games and don't mind turning down the settings just a little bit to get the smooth 60 frames per second gameplay, this is the laptop for you. However, laptop prices, they tend to hover around the $900 to even $1,000 sometimes. I would fork over the additional $100 to $200 or so to get the used HP 115 with a 1070 Max Q. That can be had for as little as $950 or as much as $1,200. Now if you are a video creator, don't care about the SD card reader, and just want the best used portable gaming machine, I would get a used MSI GS65 1070 Max Q version, which can be had for about $1,000 to $1,200 at the most. That's pretty much it for this video. Links for this model is listed below. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. This has been Tech for 10, signing off till next time.